What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with another fantasy football profile. Today, I am talking Nick Chubb's 2021 outlook. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. The movement is growing. You want to be a part of it. I'm going to be putting out a ton of these fantasy profiles, wide receiver rankings, running back rankings, tons of fantasy content on the channel all the time. So you want to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Helps out the video a ton, and I will respond to all of our comments. So if you have a question about your league or something, drop it down below. All right, Nick Chubb. So Nick Chubb finished 2020 as the RB9, and what makes that so impressive is that he actually only suited up for 12 games in 2020. Finished with 190 carries, good for 1,067 yards and 12 rushing touchdowns on the ground. Was absolutely dynamite, averaging 16.6 fantasy points per game, which was a ton. If he obviously finishing at RB9 is only 12 games is very impressive. If he pursued up the whole season and kept that going, could have been very good for fantasy. The thing that you have to note about Nick Chubb, and in 2019 he also had a very strong season, rushed for over almost 1,500 yards, had 8 touchdowns the year before, finished as RB7. I point that out though just to show that last year he finished as RB7 when he ran for almost 1,500 yards. The touchdowns were down a little bit because the offense wasn't nearly as good. That was a Freddie Kitchens year, I believe. But he had 36 receptions as well that year compared to only 16 in 2020. So when Kareem Hunt came at the beginning of 2019, I believe Kareem Hunt wasn't even on the team at that point. So Nick Chubb was just getting a lot of the pass catching volume. Then Chubb, ever since Kareem Hunt has joined the team, we've seen that pass volume go down. He only had 16 receptions, like I said, in 2020. Kareem Hunt also finished an RB1 last year. So really, you have to say, do you think that these two backs splitting up the work can give you enough in fantasy? They play behind a great offensive line is one thing you had to point out. They have the number one offensive line according to Pro Football Focus. They dominated last year, were very good. But I do worry about Nick Chubb's passing game involvement with Kareem Hunt there. Kareem Hunt's a very capable backup, so that worries me a little bit. I see a few backs in the first round very similarly as far as their position and their offense goes. Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, and Jonathan Taylor. All three of them are very good runners behind very good offensive lines, but none of them catch the ball. None of them catch the ball very much. Jonathan Taylor maybe has the most upside in that category for him. Maybe he catches 35 passes, but just like not a ton. So my stat, that's why I'm a little bit down on Nick Chubb. I would probably take guys like Eckler. I'd have Chubb, honestly, just because he's going to catch the ball. He's going to be more certain, I guess. And I think Nick Chubb could have a great year, but I do worry if you're going to have a guy catching 20-something passes about taking that first-round draft capital pick on him. That said, I think he'll be very, very good in football. I think he'll be great for the Browns. I think he'll be great for your team. If you give him a second round somehow, I think he'll be dynamite for you. And he runs enough touchdowns that he could be fine without catching the ball, honestly. So my stat prediction for him, I have him projected for 1,300 plus rushing yards and 12 touchdowns this season. I think he's going to hit the ground running. He could, he's a guy who could rush for 1,600 rushing yards. He has that in his capability, maybe even more with the 17th game. Running 15 touchdowns, that's like his probably cap. I'm not saying 15 is his cap, but somewhere around there. He could really, the sky is the limit for him. He's might be the best runner on the ground, pure runner in the NFL. He's very talented, but because of that passing game involvement, he slides down my rankings a little bit, and I worry a little bit. But we saw him dominate, like I said, last year, 2020, averaging 16.6 points per game. If you guys made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stick around. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, peace out.